Welcome back. It's time for Media Watch. James CREEDON joins us here in the studio, starting with some hacking news.
That's right.
Some hacking news. This isn't hacking out on a horse, which is it's a different kind of hacking.
No, this is George W. Bush and his paintings. Basically what happened was...
You've lost me completely. Right. Start again.
His sister's email account was hacked about a month or two ago, and friends of his accounts were hacked as well by a guy going by the name of Lucifer. Lucifer with a G, I think that's kind of the pronunciation. Anyway, let's have a look online at what those paintings were. This is going back about a month. And they were pretty bad, Mark, right? It was portraits in the shower and in the bath. So you see George W. Bush's legs. You see George W. Bush painting an image of himself from behind and his face reflected in the shower curtain.
It's fair to say these are very personal portraits that wouldn't really fetch much on the open market, and you look pretty crummy, really, to be honest.
They're not very...
Not that I'm a judge, I can't paint, I don't know, but, you know.
Well, I don't paint either, Mark, and I think even if I did, I probably wouldn't do very well, but I still think it's rubbish. Anyway, now more have come out, right? 6 more have just hit the internet. There's these lovely ones here of 2 little dogs that he painted. There's also this one of a nighttime scene with a sort of an altar outdoors. That's a bit creepy and weird. And then you've got cats. And we haven't decided yet whether this one here on the left is a curled up cat and a tortoise, or a sort of a meringue and a steak. Dan Levy thinks it's a meringue and a steak. So there you go. It's not very...
Well, if you're quoting our sports editor, that's got to be a good thing.
So that is in fact a meringue and a steak, right? And there you go. That's a photo as well. Parry Match have picked up on this as well, the French media. There he is, standing alongside some of those paintings where you've got W, and 2 dogs, including a poodle. All very embarrassing. Now, also in hacking news today...
The dogs ones are quite nice, actually.
Right. The Syrian Electronic Army, pro-Bashar al-Assad, they've been hacking left, right and centre in the last month or two. France 24's Observers website, as well as the France 24 Arabic website, were struck earlier in March. Now the BBC Weather Channel has been hacked with weird messages such as this: Saudi weather station down due to head-on collision with a camel. So they're trying to be funny too.
Okay.
Now, we don't have much time, so I'll quickly whiz through, Mark, some of the other images we have now. It's 60 years since the paperback book was introduced in France, which democratised books, really, for the French people.
Indeed, indeed.
And at the time...
Reading for all.
That's right. Now, you know the way people are always a bit resistant to change, whatever the change is.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, there were even people resistant to that 60 years ago. Let's take a listen to this medical student in 1953.
Paperback books allow a whole range of people to read literature who don't really feel the need to read. Before, they were reading lowbrow magazines, and now all of a sudden they have Sartre in their hands. That gives them a sort of intellectual pretension, which they didn't have before. People used to be humbled by literature, and now they feel they can sneer at it. People feel they have the right to look down on it now.
What a snob!
Yeah, bit of a snob. And he thinks that really... He was talking about... what was it? He said something about the aristocracy of reading, and that it should remain amongst an elite for people who understand
Basically,
it.
plebs shouldn't read books. That's what he's saying.
Now, get a load of this, right?
Plebs like me shouldn't read books.
I would have thought that kind of an attitude would be long history, until I saw this. I'm losing my way. Here it is. Okay. Now, there is an article here in the Daily Dot. Is Google bringing us too close to art, Mark? Is it bringing us too close to art? Now, a guy,
okay.
James Elkins, he's an art history professor in Chicago. He thinks that innovations such as this, where you have the Google Art Project, where you can go in and look at all sorts of artworks and get up close and personal with art. Let's show you 2 of his quotes. This vast, steep and immeasurable increase in things that can now be seen makes us all into armchair experts. And he also said, in fact, we are now seeing things more closely than we should, than we were ever meant to.
What's his name?
His name is, I will go, James Elkins.
James Elkins, you're a snob and you're just worried about your own job. That's what it's about, isn't it? If you disagree, email me. I'll read it out. James, thank you very much indeed. James CREEDON with Media Watch. Email me, not him.
moen@france24.com.
Stay with us. Short break. After that, we're back with more news, sport and with culture. You're watching Life in Paris on France 24.